Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about a new card game called Cabo. This game is played with the regular set of 52 playing cards along with the two jokers. So you remember the two jokers that you put away? Please don't. In this game you're going to make use of them. Your main aim of the game is to reduce the number of points that you have. The way it works, your jokers are -2, that's why they are most beneficial. A king of black suite is -1. So if I can find it, this king is -1. Ace has 0 points, and then everything else is face value. So 2 to 9 is 2, 3, so on and so forth, up to 9 points. 10 is 10 points. Jack is 11. Queen is 12 points. Remember, the black king is -1. Red king is 13 points. That's a distinction that you have to remember. Now, the way we play this game, we start shuffling all the deck of cards, and then we distribute 4 cards to each player. I will do a 3-player version so that it's easier to see what's going on. So you start with the card. Remember, the placement of these cards is important. So you create a 2x2 grid, the way I am doing it here. And then before the game begins, you can look at the bottom 2 cards that you have. So I will look at these cards. Obviously, you don't show it to others, but in my case, because we are doing the rules, it's 8 and 8. Remember, the suite of the cards is not important. It's only important for king, whether it's black or red. Red is 13 points, black is -1 points. Other than that, the suite doesn't matter. So I have 2 8s over here. Again, for the sake of the discussion, so that the player know, everybody knows what players have. This player has 4 and 10, and this player has queen and jack. Now, the game begins with the first player drawing the top card of the deck. I will draw the first card. I got a jack. So now, with this deck of cards, there are some special rules. If you get anywhere from 2 to 6, it's face value, no special rule, nothing applies. Ace is 0 points, again, no special rule. But if you get a 7 or 8, you can see one of the cards that you have here. So if I got a 7 or an 8 drawn from here, when I draw the cards, then I could look at either this card or this card. If I got a 9 or a 10, I could look at any opponent's any card. So I could look at this card, this card, this one, or any card that one of my opponents have. If I get a jack and I play this, then the next player skips their turn. If I get a queen, then I can do an unseen swap. Unseen swap is I can take this card and just swap it. Neither do I get to see it nor the other player. If I get a king that I play, then I get to see a scene swap, where I can look at this card, look at my card and see what it is, look at this person's card, and because I'm -1, I won't do the swap, but I can decide to do the swap or not do the swap. So in this case, I wouldn't do the swap. And then if there is an ace at 0 points, so people typically want to try and replace their cards and so on. So I got a jack. I will just play this, skip the next player's turn. Then this person's player 3's turn comes in. They will draw a card. That card is a 9, which means that they can look at one of the other player's cards. So let's say this person is like, oh, 9, I want to see the second person's card. So they will look at this card. They know it's a 10. Then comes my turn. I draw an ace. Now I'm like, hey, these 2 cards I have not seen, but the chances are that they will be of higher value. So I can just place this card here, and then this will be played here. Now, know that this was a discard card, so you cannot take an action on top of this. The other very important part of the game is a swap action or a discard action from your hand. So for example, again, this is this player's turn. They saw king, so they can play this king and they can do a scene swap. So they can look at this card, let's say 10, and then look at this card, jack. Well, 10 versus 11 points doesn't make a lot of difference. So like, well, why not? Let's do the swap. So they can do the swap. Again, remember, only the person doing the swap gets to see the card. Another thing is a discard that you can do on a random time. So again, this player's turn, they look at their card, it's a 9, they will take whatever action. But let's say, just so that I can make it easier, let's say they had drawn this king from the pile. Now if you remember, one of these was king, so this card is a king. So as soon as you draw a queen, as soon as you see a queen, you can discard this queen on top of this one. In this case, you don't need to take an action. You don't need to do the unseen swap action. But now you have one less card that you're playing with. Similarly, you can also do a discard from another player's hand. So if you remember, we had that scenario where I could look at this hand and I knew that this was an 8. So if, let's say, in my turn, I'm trying to draw a card from here, and I draw an 8, right? So I play this 8, and then I immediately remember this card was 8, I can play this. If I'm discarding a card from any other player's hand, I have the liberty to move one of my cards in that position. So I will pick this card and I'll just move it here. So this is how the game progresses. At any point when you feel like, oh, I might have minimum points at this point, you can just say Cabo. So if I say Cabo, my hands are frozen. Player 1 and player 2 will get one more turn each. And then after that, all the cards will be revealed and points will be checked. Remember, my hands are frozen. So if you get a king or a queen or a swap card, unswap card, you cannot really do anything with my cards at that point. So at the end of the game, you open all the cards. I have -1, 0 for this, and then 8. So I got a total of 7 points. Player 1 has 11, 21, 25, and 33 points. Player 2 has 31 points. So I won because my hand was the lowest. This is how the game is played. Any questions? Anything that I may have missed that you folks want to talk about? Alright, well, this is the game of Cabo. Enjoy, have fun, and let me know how it goes.